Every year, my husband and I go to this insane Halloween party where the costumes vary from practical to exceptional. After being boring pirates for several years, we decided to actually put some effort into our costumes this year and attend a party as Gomez and Morticia Addams. The Addams family needs no introduction, but not many of us knew that it originated in The New Yorker as a comic strip in 1938. Created by Charles Addams, the Addams family is a spoof of the ideal American family. However, they are obsessed with the macabre and completely unaware that their antics and mannerisms offend the general public. Most people are pretty obsessed with Wednesday Addams, and why not? Christina Ricci and Jenna Ortega nailed those roles. But my favorite character has always been Morticia Addams. Morticia is the sultry, cadaverous, and nurturing matriarch of the family. Despite her dark countenance and ghoulish fascinations, she has a healthy and loving relationship with her family and is attentive and supportive of their needs, while also engaging in interests of her own. We might give the Addams family the side eye, but if you pay attention to how the members of the family interact with each other, they are probably the healthiest family out there.
Children, what are you doing?
I'm going to electrocute him.
But we're late for the charity auction.
But, Mother...
I said no.
Please?
Oh, all right.
So let's get started on that costume, shall we? When we think of Morticia, 3 actors come to mind. Carolyn Jones, who played her in the original 1964 television series, Angelica Houston, who played her in the 90s films, and Catherine Zeta-Jones, who played her in the 2020 Netflix series Wednesday. In nearly every interpretation of Morticia, she has an hourglass figure highlighted through a black, form-fitting maxi dress with a trumpet train and long sleeves. I came across McCall's Costumes M8303 on Etsy, and although the dress is not exactly what Morticia wears, it comes pretty close and will definitely pass for her attire. Besides, it also has quite a few elements that I can utilize to make it my own. At first glance, it appears that there are very little details that help differentiate the 3 styles of the 3 Morticias, but upon further inspection, each of them do have their own style. Jones's Morticia is the most elegant. She is seen with her iconic black dress, but the sleeves are often shown fluttering with spiderweb-like details. The dress has a V neckline, and she tends to wear a necklace or amulet. Houston's Morticia is all about the glam. Her black dress is often dazzled up with glitter, feathers, fur, or lace. Her costume often has more variations than Jones and Zeta-Jones combined. Zeta-Jones's dress has what appears to be velvet or suede ruching at her waist. She also has this plunging, dramatic neckline. This appears to be the only dress variation shown in the Netflix series. Houston's Morticia gave me more to work with, prompting some spur-of-the-moment creativity. I think she is the most stylish of the 3 Morticia interpretations, so I felt like I could really make this style my own and have several deviations without taking away from Morticia's base look. This was especially helpful because reading this McCall's pattern was like trying to translate alien language. I had to make a few things up for the pattern to make sense to me. This McCall's pattern was made in collaboration with Yaya Han, who does incredible cosplay. Originally, it was inspired by Carmilla of Styria from Castlevania. I'm going to turn it into a Morticia costume with options to also make it compatible for a witch and a vampire costume. For this dress, I bought 15 yards of polyester recycled velvet fabric in black from Joann. It's a 92% polyester and 8% spandex blend. It was definitely a little bit pricey, but I did manage to buy it on sale, and it was a fantastic alternative to the nicer $30 per yard velvet that was next to it. Yeah. This fabric, despite the spandex, is not overly stretchy, but this worked out very well because the texture of the fabric is perfect for how I wanted the dress to feel. Form-fitting, but with enough give so that I wouldn't feel constricted. After cutting the pieces, I matched the panels according to the picture instructions since the actual written ones are only legible until step 6 out of 28. What I did was sew together the 3 front panels first, and then I sewed together the 4 back panels. I used French seams on all the panel seams to keep them neat and stable since I omitted the lining. Next, I used the zigzag stitch on the neckline to prevent it from fraying. This was a spur-of-the-moment decision since I decided to line the neckline with black lace. I'm using this beautiful English Nottingham insertion lace that I bought from Penelope Textiles, which is fancy and probably shouldn't be used for a costume, but YOLO. I accept the possible tragedy that might occur upon the installation of this lace. I thought about hand sewing the lace to the dress, but honestly, I was lazy and it ended up fine. So I tried on the dress as I went and I was very surprised and relieved at how beautiful it was turning out. Everything from the lace neckline to the draping sings dark, vampy beauty. The main thing I want to change is the split length. It's a little bit too long. I think I want it about thigh high. I started rummaging through my mini drawers to find the zipper foot. And to be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I took one look at the additional feet in this drawer and I was like, nope. So I decided to do the crazy thing and install the zipper completely by hand. It took a lot longer than machine stitching, but this honestly saved me the headache and the time to look up a tutorial. Admittedly, I was in the middle of a no-buy season while making this costume, but I did cave in to purchase a few supplies that I actually needed to complete it. I wasn't quite sold on the solid sleeves of the original costume, so I went to see if I could find some attractive webbing or mesh fabric. Along the way, I found some gorgeous accessories and jewelry supplies, so I figured I'd take the time to look for something to make Morticia's amulet. I'm not going to sweat the shopping trip since I went 30 days without spending and I was far under my monthly budget. At Joann, their jewelry supplies and beads were on sale, which actually saved me 40% off of what I was originally going to spend on costume jewelry. I want the jewelry to last, so I'm looking for real stone, metal, and glass. I found these beautiful Tim Holtz assemblage pendants, as well as an assortment of natural lava beads, hematite stone, and glass. Ooh, what's this?
I don't need it. I don't need it.
So the more I look at this costume, I am getting a witchy vibe, because Morticia's sleeves aren't exactly this sleeved cape situation. They're very drapey, or sometimes they're form-fitting. So I thought, what if instead of using the same fabric to create the sleeved cape, what if I used this mesh kind of like spiderweb material instead. I think what I'm going to do is make the cape in both the mesh and the black, because I can see myself using this as another costume outside of the whole Morticia aesthetic. Maybe I could make both capes and see which one I like better, and then interchange the different characters and combinations that I could be. This was another instance of me not knowing what the heck I was doing. These instructions are not only Martian, they are a Martian dialect from the Arabia Terra region. Eventually, I figured out that you're supposed to sew the 4 cape pieces together and then attach it to the dress from the shoulders. I tried to iron this as best as I could. We're now going to cut it out. I don't feel like taking the pattern out again, so I'm just gonna take this and cut the lacy webbing around the original velvet cutout. Let's try it. Here I've cut out the necessary panels and sewed them together. I was honestly really shocked that I had no problems with this. The mesh is not unraveling or fraying since it's not woven together. To finish it off and give it a frayed look, I haphazardly chopped off some pieces along the bottom of the cape. Here I'm using a needle and thread to line up the beads. I experimented with a few bead sequences before settling on this one. The pattern is as follows: 1 lava stone, 3 hematite stones, 1 lava stone, 3 hematite stones, 1 lava stone, 3 hematite stones, and then 1 glass bead, and then repeat. I placed the Tim Holtz pendant right in the middle. I am over the moon with how magnificent this costume turned out. It's my first costume ever and the quality is just exquisite. Plus, I'll be able to convert this costume into a witch's robe, a vampire robe, or whatever I think will fit a black evening gown. If I had to do this differently next time, if there is a next time, I would hand sew the lace and figure out how to use the zipper foot. There are portions of the dress that are also a tad warped, but honestly, they're pretty unnoticeable. I added some skull, dagger, and onyx jewelry, and I was also able to do some gothy, vampy makeup without looking like a pile of ash. Thank you for watching this dreadful video with all of its quirks, bumps, and bumps. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to help me survive the algorithm. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!